Good morning, potato chips. Wee Patty from across the shuck, and you're very welcome. And I have a review today. This is a knife I've had for, gosh, I don't know, I've had it quite a long time, and I hadn't realised that I hadn't done the review on it. There's quite a few knives like that, sadly, but it's a Schatt and Morgan, so I thought a bit of a change of direction. It's still a higher end-ish. Well, they're a higher end knife. Better quality than most of the time. The one I have has got a bit of a flaw, but I'll show you that one when it comes to it. What it is a number 80 Schatt and Morgan Stag. And then the other end of the box, it tells you it's made by Queen, who made an awful lot of Schatt and Morgan knives. Number 80, and the S is either for Stag or Saddlehorn. I'm not sure, because that's what the knife is. Comes in a lovely box. I like the Schatt and Morgan box. And here is the knife. Is that not just a beauty? This is a really substantial knife. The lovely etch on the blade, the Schatt and Morgan. You can tell I haven't hard used this. I probably never will. I love this knife. Yes, I will use it, but I'll probably not hard use it. It's just, I love that clip blade on it. You have the long pull and the nail nick on it. And to be honest, I could always do without the nail nick on these. I never really understand what the need for it was, but it's part of the knives, you know, it's part of that history. And sometimes you just can't change history. But it is a beautiful, and you know what, especially in a traditional clip point Barlow, I love the bulbous end. With the Saddlehorn, you get a beautiful big bulbous end on it, which, I mean, this is quite a long knife. Let me just give you a couple of little measurements on it. The close length is about 3 3/4. The blade length is about 2 3/4, with about a 2.5 inch cutting. So, I mean, it's a big substantial knife, as in, look at the girth of that. Two lovely big bits of stag on here. I just think they're gorgeous. Absolutely gnarly. It's, you know, this is by no means a smooth bone knife. This is proper stag. Look at the gnarls on that. I just think it is lovely. Big fat handle, incredibly comfortable. The Saddlehorn is probably one of the most comfortable knives I think that's out there. Really do enjoy holding this and just using. I like fiddling with it, let's be honest. I just like fiddling with it. But the Stag is lovely. Not maybe brilliantly matched, but it's all right. Do you know what I mean? You've still got a bit of burnt on here, a bit more burnt and yellow in the back. But, you know, it's a nice mixture. It's evenly balanced. When I'm holding in my hand, I don't know which side has got more or less. And that's what you want. You just want that neutral kind of feeling. The thing that I find with Schatt and Morgan, and I've had a couple and I've still got about 3 of them, the shields are usually flipping terrible. In the ones I've had, I believe it's not, you know, it's not completely. I think I've one that's all right, and the other 2 that are just a bit slipshod for the price you're going to pay for one of these knives. It's really the only fault I can find with this knife. As far as fit and finish, it is definitely off to the left. It's not bothering me. It's not rubbing. You can see by the knife it's not rubbing. So that'll never bother me. It's just a cam tang. I really do need to put some oil in it, because it's feeling a bit rough. If I'm honest, I should have done that beforehand, but I'll probably do it afterwards. But it's just that high polish on the blade is just beautiful. Lovely big swedge going down on the top there, both sides. Let me see the bolster now. It's got the Schatt and Morgan, and it's got Titusville, I believe. Let me just get this right here. There we go. We can see that. Yeah, Titusville, Pennsylvania. And on the other side, it has queencutlery.co, Titusville. So that's where it's been made. Queen Cutlery made it. The grind on the blade was very good when I got it. There's a nice action on it. It's not an over-strong pull. It's probably somewhere between a 5 and a 6. But it's, you know, it's substantial. And there's a lovely ricosso there where you can get your hand up and the knife's not going to close on you if you just happen to be incredibly careless. But it's a nice walk and talk. I really do enjoy the knife. And as stag goes, I mean, I was never really a stag man, but I'm becoming one. I know I have a few beautiful stag pieces, but this is by far the one that this tickles my fancy. I just love the shape of the saddle horn. I love the just that rough texture of the stag on it. It reminds you of a real good working knife. And I'll give you a sort of a size comparison to a couple of knives that I've just got here. This is the same as a sort of boy's knife. This is the Taylor's Eyewitness Barlow. The blade's a little bit smaller, not too much, 2.5 inches. This is about 2.5 inches as well. A little bit of a longer cutting length on the Schatt and Morgan. But again, the one thing I do love is the big bulbous end on the Taylor's Eyewitness as well, which is really nice. And I'm only going to show you one more because this is quite a stocky knife. And the only other one I've got that's a stocky, now it's a 2-blade, I know that. But this is a number 86, a GEC number 86, which is just a little bit bigger. But it puts me in mind, because of the 2-blade, it's a big, girthy knife that wants to do a bit of work, as does this. So it's a little bit bigger in the blade. Not more than, it's probably about 1/2 inch bigger or getting close on that, and about 1/4 inch bigger here. So this is a definite big work knife. But just for looks, I just absolutely love it. I say the fit and finish is lovely down the back spine of that. There's nothing there. The cutoff is really efficient, lovely and clean inside. Nice and clean inside. Now, what I don't know is how to date this. That's why I was showing the shoulder stamps. So if somebody can tell me just by the stamps, usually you can, people who know. But the books I have doesn't have any of the Schatt and Morgan in it, really. You know, it doesn't give you a date stamp. So there we are. If that helps anybody out there. And the person I'm hoping is going to look at it is Warthog, because I just watched his video on his beautiful Schatt and Morgan this morning, and it sort of made me want to do this. Well, I actually came in, was having a look through, and realised I hadn't done one on this. So it is a stunning piece of cutlery. I really do love it. It's such a shame Schatt and Morgan and Queen have sort of gone to the hills. I think Schatt and Morgan are still going to be made. Again, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not really up on the companies where they are in life at the minute, because knife companies tend to come and go and change hands and bitter disputes. I mean, Schatt and Morgan itself, Schatt and Morgan, two men, started the company, then went different ways. Then employees that work for Schatt and Morgan started to do a little sideline using all the machinery at Schatt and Morgan to make knives and sell them for themselves, including some of the line managers and managers. They all got sacked. They went off then and started Queen Cutlery Company, and Schatt and Morgan went to the wall after that. So Queen Cutlery were then making this. So the boys that were sacked from here took over Queen, ended up taking over, took over Queen, they started Queen, and then took over this factory. And the knives were made in the same factory as Schatt and Morgan. They bought the Schatt and Morgan factory. So it really is a tale of, it's like piracy. We talk now of, you know, their Chinese knives and your Ganzos. Our own Western companies were cutthroat. They really were. I've been doing a wee bit of reading, which I don't do a lot of because it's something I just don't do. But I've been really enjoying, I've got that Levine's book, and I've been enjoying reading through about some of the companies, but it is all cutthroat. But I just think this is a beautiful knife. I thought you would like to see it. Just a quick 10-minute video on it, but it is a useful, beautiful big knife. And because of the edge in it, yes, I'll carry, and I have carried it, but I'll not be cutting anything that's going to wreck the etching, to be honest with you, because I have enough knives that I can use. Yes, I can use it to cut bits of string, bits of paper, anything about the house. I know that's not the purpose of this knife, but it is not a queen, but you know, she's going to be looked after. I love her. I think she's a beautiful piece of cutlery, and I'm very glad to have it in my collection. So there you go, the Schatt and Morgan number 80 Saddlehorn. Beautiful. Now, before I go, get over to Warthog and see his beautiful knife that he got this morning. Warthog is a great channel, and especially if you like your slip joints. I've shouted them out so many times, but there's always new people coming onto my channel. Go over and see Warthog. It is a smashing channel, and he has the best collection of slip joints of anyone I know. So get over there and see him. Take care. All the very best. Paddy's gone.